Hi, I'm Donathan.
And I'm Kelly.
And we are Craving Cinematics.
What do you do in the shadows?
So, what do you do in the shadows? I have no idea. What we do in the shadows is none of your business. Anyway, tonight we're reviewing What We Do in the Shadows, and it's a spoof on the vampire films. It came out in 2015, and it being Halloween, we thought this would be a really good movie to look at, simply because of the type of film it is. Kelly and I have both watched this movie. Kelly's watched it once. I've watched it at least 6 times. It's one of my favorite films. And the premise is there are these 4 vampires that are living in a flat in Wellington, New Zealand, of all places. One of them is an 8,000-year-old vampire, and the other 3 are much younger, of course, but they just come together, and it is just an absolute laugh as to what goes on. So, Kelly, what did you think of the movie when you saw it?
I wasn't quite sure what I was seeing. I strangely enjoyed it. Oddly enough, it was very weird. It's kind of a mockumentary.
Exactly.
It's a mockumentary on vampires. And
right.
It's silly. But there's some scary parts to it. I mean, kind of scary. The oldest vampire. He was
Peter.
He was creepy.
Yes, he was.
And yeah, some of the killings were a little
outrageous,
brutal.
True.
But it's especially for Halloween, and I don't want to go see the slasher. Not big on the slasher movies now. Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, I kind of like those on Halloween. Just on Halloween. So this one was fun to watch. It was a good Halloween show.
Okay.
Good Halloween.
Well, for me,
Tell me why you like it, Donathan.
I love this movie. Okay, these 4 vampires, Peter being 8,000 years old, then you have Viago, who is an 18th century dandy. You have Deacon, who is the wild
crazy guy. He's Steve Martin.
Vampire of the bunch. And then Vladislav. Now,
who?
Vladislav. Yep. Vladislav the Poker. Because he loves poking people with implements. And when with the 3 primary vampires, Deacon, Viago, and Vladislav, they are the ones who really interact the most. Peter stays down in the basement most of the time, but he comes out for an occasional bite. And so the whole movie is just this very offbeat, very dry humor about these 4 vampires, and they're all going to the masquerade. It's all about it. And the movie's set up, like Kelly said, a mockumentary, like a documentary, the New Zealand Documentary Board. And they were
Kiwis.
They were given special permission and protection from the vampires to document everything that goes on up to the unholy masquerade. So they get into all these antics, including creating a new vampire named Nick the vampire. One of the funniest scenes for me, and this is a non-spoiler, but he kept referring to himself to Twilight. You know that movie Twilight? Well, he's Twilight.
Balls.
Yep, he's Twilight. And it is just such a funny movie. if you haven't had a chance to see it, you can see it on Netflix. You can rent it out, whatever. But please, take the opportunity to at least give this movie a shot. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
So was what's it called? The
Unholy Masquerade.
Was it good?
I don't know, because the guest of honor was the Beast. Watch the movie and you'll understand.
Yeah, I suggest watching it. It's a good Halloween flick. It's different. It's different than anything else out there for Halloween.
Exactly.
So.
Oh, and also, any vampires out there, make sure that you put down some newspaper and some towels to protect the furniture. You know, it's not hard to do. And I know some of you will say that not serious vampires do that kind of thing. Anyway, just a little piece of advice from Viago. All right, I'm Donathan.
I'm Kelly.
And we are Craving Cinematics.